That Saturday morning, I opened my front door expecting peace, coffee, and maybe some sunshine. Instead, I found Karen Davenport, our ever-dramatic HOA president, wedged under a toppled oak armoire on my porch like a cartoon villain who'd underestimated gravity. Her face was blotchy red, hair plastered to her forehead with sweat, and her shrill voice pierced the quiet morning. "You promised you'd help," she barked, flailing like a beetle stuck on its back. I blinked, robe hanging loosely on my shoulders, coffee mug in hand. "I never promised anything," I said evenly. Karen managed to glare at me through ragged breaths. "Well, I strongly implied it, and you should have understood." Behind her, in my driveway, sat a U-Haul packed so full it looked like an episode of Hoarders. Broken chairs, chipped vanities, cracked mirrors, the contents of what could only be described as a haunted thrift store clearance sale. And not another soul around to help her move it. Let me back up. My name's Tom Garrison. I'm 38, a data analyst, and 6 months ago I inherited my uncle's old ranch house in Maplewood Estates. My plan was simple: fix the place up, mind my own business, and enjoy quiet mornings with my coffee. Enter Karen Davenport, HOA president, self-declared queen of Maplewood. She ran the neighborhood like a tiny fiefdom, complete with mandatory newsletters, absurd rules, and a Facebook group called Maplewood Moms and Manifesting. I'm not a mom, and I have zero interest in manifesting anything except solitude, but she added me anyway. About 3 weeks before the armoire incident, Karen discovered Facebook Marketplace. At the next HOA meeting, she declared our community clubhouse needed a makeover. Her chosen style? Rustic French cottage chic. Translation: someone needed to haul 2 tons of distressed junk across the county. She decided that someone was me. First, it was group texts. "Would be so nice if someone strong helped beautify our community." Heart, strong arm emoji. Then she cornered me at the mailbox cluster. "Tom, you look like you work out," she said, eyes roaming in a way that made me regret checking the mail. "I actually have chronic back issues," I replied truthfully. She waved me off. "Oh, nonsense, you'll be fine." Next came sticky notes on my door. "Truck Boy Friday, 9 a.m. Don't forget the dolly." Then late-night texts with marketplace listings. "This hutch would look divine in the clubhouse, don't you think?" When I ignored her, she doubled down. Which leads us back to that Saturday morning when Karen arrived with an armoire, a U-Haul, and righteous fury. After freeing her from under the furniture, I told her flatly, "Karen, I have spinal stenosis. I literally can't lift heavy things." She narrowed her eyes. "I thought you were joking." "Who jokes about medical conditions?" I shot back. But Karen wasn't the type to hear reason. She demanded I at least help with one small piece. Against my better judgment, I carried half a coffee table with her. Halfway across the driveway, she got distracted, ranting about laminate countertops, dropped her end, and crash! The table exploded into splinters. "This is your fault!" she screeched. I locked my door and figured that was the end of it. Spoiler: it wasn't. That night, Karen blasted out an HOA-wide email claiming I had volunteered as her moving assistant. By Monday, I had 3 violation notices taped to my door. Unauthorized vehicle use, because my truck had been parked by the clubhouse while I picked up mail. Improper dress code. Apparently, sweatpants aren't acceptable for trash duty. Non-collaborative attitude detrimental to community spirit. The cherry on top was a Facebook post in Maplewood Moms and Manifesting. "Could really use more strong helpers like Tom Garrison," strong arm emoji, heart. "He's single, ladies." She tagged me and somehow my ex-wife, who lives 3 states away. That was the breaking point. I started documenting everything. Every text, every sticky note, every violation. Then I dug deeper. Turns out none of Karen's clubhouse purchases had been approved by the board. No budget votes, no records. She was buying the furniture herself, storing it in the clubhouse, then flipping it under her side hustle, Davenport's Interior Faith Aesthetics, a little Facebook business where she resold junk at a 300% markup. By the time the next HOA meeting rolled around, I had a full PowerPoint presentation titled Karen's Used Furniture Empire, A Cautionary Tale. The room was standing room only. Suburbia loves nothing more than fresh HOA drama. Slide 1, Karen screaming at a folding chair. Slide 2, spreadsheets of her purchase prices versus resale profits. Slide 3, screenshots of her rejected business license applications. Gasps echoed around the room. Karen turned the color of a boiled lobster. "He's attacking me," she sputtered. "This is hostile masculinity." "No," said board member Janet Morrison, "this is fraud." And right then, as if scripted, the door opened and in walked a county inspector holding a folder and, inexplicably, a broken lamp. "We've had complaints about unlicensed business activity on HOA property," he announced. Then he read off a list of violations that took nearly 5 minutes. The fines? $37,000. The board suspended Karen on the spot. The inspector slapped her with a cease and desist order. Then he mentioned possible criminal charges for operating without a license, up to 6 months in county jail. Karen shrieked, accused me of ruining everything, and stormed out so fast she took out a decorative shrub with her BMW. I just sipped my coffee and thought, maybe now I'll finally get some peace.